Uh, Vanita, today is World Cup finals. I'm not sure how many people are going to join the class.
What is that? Today is what?
Today is World Cup finals. The entire nation is watching the cricket match.
Okay, got it.
So,
Understand. Okay, whoever will take a class. How come you guys are here? You don't like it?
Good evening, Monica.
Good evening, very good evening. Okay, and we start now. We'll wait for 2 more minutes then. We will start with a prayer, and definitely the time will matter. Okay, comfortably sit. Close your eyes. Seek the blessings from the gurus and the gods for today's lesson and enhancing our knowledge.
Good afternoon, Vanita.
Please open your eyes. Very good afternoon.
What are we doing?
We just finished the prayer. We are going to start now.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, this is the continuation of the Shadbala, what we revised a few more classes previously. Now, at this point, you have an idea about what is exaltation, what is debilitation, what is the exaltation point, debilitation point. You have a rough idea, right? At least. Okay, so why we need to learn all these things, why we revised all these classes, because we are going to understand the Shadbala. In order to understand the Shadbala, we have some kind of the basic understanding about few more terms. Then once we finish, I thought to finish that kind of few terms within this week, itself. From next week, we'll see the Shadbala, starting of all the Shadbala one by one. This week also, I plan to see one Shadbala, one of the Shadbalas. If time permits, we'll see. Otherwise, we'll understand the basic clearly. At least if you no need to be that much master in it. At least if we had an understanding what is this, what is that, that is more than enough. We can move forward with that. Okay. Okay. Let's revise with the two things. This is the revision only. First, a few more slides for revision. Then we have a small kind of a practical. Then, if time permits, we'll see one Shadbala. Okay. First thing, we'll learn about the Upachayas. The Upachayas is from the 3rd Bhava, 6th Bhava, and the 10th and the 11th Bhava. Okay. In your chart, in your birth chart, any of your birth, in the birth chart, how you have to understand which is the Upachaya? 3rd house, 6th house, 10th and the 11th house. Okay. The first thing about the Upachaya is where it was, which house it's considered as the Upachaya. Only 3, 6, 10 and 11. Interesting point here is 3, some people consider it as the Dostana, Sixth is the definitely Dostana. Some school of thought saying 3 no need to consider it as the Dostana. Some school of thought saying consider 3 also as the Dostana. Okay, we don't need to enter into that kind of a discussion. We considered only the Dostana 6, 8, 12. Okay. But here the interesting about the Upachaya is whichever graha in this house, in this particular houses, 3, 6, 10 and 11, it will grow with the time. Grow with, in other words, in other terms, grow with your ages. For an example, if you are a student studying in a school, you may be and you are a very, very average student. Okay. But later point in time, when you are growing, when your age was growing, at that in the college or in upcoming graduation time, you become very skillful person. Your studies will be very good. It's not, what is it meaning? Your study, the knowledge will be grown on with your ages. It's not only about the studies in every phases of your life. So in this condition satisfy only when there was a good graha in it. Okay, then one more question will come. Okay, in the Upachaya houses, there is the malefic planet was there. What it will do? The worries also increase time by time, by age. The growth will happen. Okay, regardless of whether it is the good or bad, growth will happen. Growth means consider you have this kind of the growth in your age of 10. When the age was growing, you are in a 15, you are in a 20, you are in a 25, 30. Your growth is also increasingly sequentially. I mean, increasingly phase by phase. It won't be decreased. The growth will be sustainably increased. Persistently, the growth will be there. That is the Upachaya thing. If it was the malefic planet, the same thing. Your bad thing happening in your life is also growing. For example, if you are even in your childhood, you won't be fear with anything. You are a very fearless person in the beginning. But when your age grows, your fear is developed with the environment, with the situation, with the graha's influence. Your fear is also growing inside of you. Okay, so that's a kind of an example. Don't take it as it is. Only one thing you have to remember is Upachaya means it will show the growth when the days goes on. Okay, so that is what are the houses here. What two things you have to remember? Houses of 3, 6,
10 and 11.
11, and it will grow. The strength or the weakness will grow on your ages. When the time goes, it is also grows. Okay, these are the 2 points you have to remember. Later, we are going to add a few more points on top of this Upachayas, but not now. Remember only these 2 points now. Okay.
Vanita, small mistake, small doubt.
Hmm.
What is difference between Shadbala, Upachaya, and this? I'm getting confused.
Okay. Shadbala is
Shadbala, explain me.
Shadbala means it's a 6th kind of the bala means balam, the strength. The strength which they consider division of the they divided into 6. Okay. Bala means is the strength. In order to understand the Shadbala, we are going to be learning this kind of the few terms. The Upachaya is the kind of it's a meaningful term when you're how you're saying exaltation, debilitation, right? This is the kind of the term you have to understand. What is a succeeding house? What is the caded house? What is succeeding house, preceding houses? These are all the terms you have to understand in order to learn the Shadbala. Shadbala, we are going to learn gradually. Okay.
Vanita, Shadbala is the heading and these come below it, right?
Yeah, correct. In order to learn the Shadbala, see, consider it was like you are going to read a paragraph. Before reading the paragraph, in the paragraph, there are the key terms involved in it.
Okay.
We are learning the key terms only now. So to understand the paragraph, you have to understand the words which we didn't know about it, which we didn't casually know. We are not using that. So we are learning that first. Then we are going to read the paragraph later.
Okay.
So the Shadbala is the heading. We're going to learn the 6 different kind of the strengths.
No,
That will
what?
come.
Hello, what I'm asking, the 3 you told, no, this Upachaya, 3, 6, 10, 11, no, like per chart only, same as per our, same 1, 2, 3, 4. Same, no?
Mm.
Starting from Aries, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that.
Wait.
Yeah.
Consider this is the Mesha Lagna. Imagine this is the Mesha Lagna. Okay? For him, for that native, for that Jataka, his or her third house is the Mithuna.
Okay.
Place this one on the Mesha Lagna thing. Okay.
I hear you,
So
ma'am.
it means from our ascendant, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The 3, 6, 10, 11, we have to count from our Lagna.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes,
Correct.
right.
Correct.
Okay.
So why I didn't put that one here? Because here you have to mug up only 2 things. Remember the houses, remember the only one usage. Then later on, when we are seeing in an example, we sum it up with that example. So that time we don't need to confuse. That's why I didn't put the Lagna thing. Okay, we are going to see in this coming slide itself. Okay. This much clear, right? 3, 6,
Yes.
10. Then move on into Dostana. Dostana is the
6, 8, 12.
10 to 12. Remember this places only. Okay. Why we need to consider this one as the 6, 8, and 12 as the Dostana? See, consider you are under the sky. Your sky was divided into 12. This 6, 8, 12, the division, which not receiving any energy from the cosmic. They considered it was hidden from receiving the energy. So that's why whichever the graha, which is in these places, 6, 8, or 12, it won't receive any kind of the good energy. That's why it loses its strength. The weakness will be increased. For an example, there was a Buddha graha, Mercury in the 6th house. So obviously, the Mercury is for your wisdom, is your intelligence, your knowledge, your study. If the Mercury was not in a good position and it's not in an exaltation point, it's not in a good house, and it was in the 6th house, the energy receiving for that space under the sky, your sky. And the chart is nothing but your sky, right? Your sky is divided into 12 phases. In particularly 6, 8, and 12 are hidden from the universe. The cosmic energy receiving will be very, very less. So this point in time, the Buddha Graha was in Mercury in the 6th house. So the receiving energy will be less. What are the Buddha will going to give to the Jataka will be very, very less. Okay, we'll see with an example also later. But remember this one: 6, 8, and 12. It call it as the Dostana. In another words, the energy receiving it's very, very less. The
Is
energy
it 0%, Vanita, or is it less?
considerably less. Some people will say it is a 0%, but don't come in market is the percentage value. Consider it as the less in the whenever you are receiving an energy from the universe, right? It may be less, it may be greater level also.
One question, Vanita. Dushtana means not a good place, right?
Not okay. There was one why I didn't use the good and bad. I will tell you the reason. When I say the good and bad, the people come directly into the conclusion, jump into the conclusion. Okay, these things are the very bad, and I'm not this thing or the good. They separate into 2 things. Try not to do that. The good is also bad. Bad is also good.
Right.
Don't separate this into good or bad. Consider it was you are not receiving that energy.
Right.
But is it possible you can able to receive this kind of an energy from the universe? Obviously, yes. It's a various ways you can do it. If time permits, we'll see that also in later point and time in our classes. But now we'll consider a few points as only. 6, 8, and 12 Dostana. The receiving of the energy level is high. You can say it is hidden from receiving the energy from the cosmos.
Okay.
This much understanding is more than enough. We are going to top it up with more values onto this Panafara, Dustana, Apoklima, later point in time in the classes when we are going on. So I'm going to add one by one. At this point, these two things is more than enough. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Now we'll getting into the whatever we learned.
What I want to know, hello, that mean to say the 6 and 8, 12, these 6 and 8, 12 are from which planet? You are that particular, you are shown here, size Meena, no? 6 is
okay.
Meena.
Consider you have a Mesha.
That is,
consider you have a Mesha Lagna. Okay, the Mesha Lagna, for him, the Mesha Lagna Jataka, 6th house, 8th house, and the 12th house are the Dustan. In the 6th and the 12th houses, if there was any graha present in it, they lose its strength, the weakness is increased.
Which planets are like that? How to know?
Okay, let me show one Jataka. Wait. Here we come.
How to know, how to identify which is bad and which is good?
Wait. Bad and good will don't use the word bad and bad.
No, then you told 6 and 8, 12.
I will tell you. Wait, give me 1 second. Do you see that Jagannath Hora?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jagannath Hora I have seen. No, I have seen.
Yes, right?
And I could not open it.
Oh, you didn't see that?
No, I could not open it.
No. I shared the screen. You able to see the Jagannath Hora?
Yeah, no, this one.
We can see, ma'am. We can see.
Yeah.
Okay. For this native, for this Jataka, ascendant is in Vrikshika. Yes or no?
Vrikshika, correct. Vrikshika. Yeah.
From here, count the 6th one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Mesha. Yeah.
6th is in Mesha.
Mesha.
Which graha present in it?
Mesha, it is Mars.
Present in it? Jupiter. No. Owner is the Mars. That is correct. But which graha present in it? The posited graha is Jupiter, right?
Mars and.
Okay, let's go on. Are you seeing
look at the screen? Look at the screen.
You're seeing the screen only, right?
Oh, screen. Okay.
Okay. Ascendant is the Vrikshika. From the Vrikshika, count 6. Mesha it comes, right? In the Mesha, which graha present in it? It is Jupiter.
Okay.
And we'll move forward. Count the 8th house. 7 and 8. Mithuna is the 8th house, but there was no graha present in it.
Yeah.
Then move forward, then count the 12th one. 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 is the Tula, and which graha present in it? Saturn. Okay. Then now we have to read in such a way that for this Jataka, 6th is the Mesha, and 1 graha present in it, that is Jupiter. Okay. Here we can learn one thing. The Jupiter is the full auspicious planet, but when it is present in the Dostana, that is which is hidden, receiving the energy from the universe, even though the Jupiter will give all kind of the auspiciousness to the Jataka. Okay, what is the aspect of the Guru here? Do you remember that, right? What are the
579?
579.
Okay, let's see the 5. 1 from the Jupiter. From the Mesha, I'm counting 5. 5, there was no graha in it. Then the 7, 6, 7. This is Saturn in it. Okay. Here comes the interesting point. You remember that? The 12th is also the Dostana, where the Saturn is present in it. The Saturn will going to give the bad influence to the Jataka, but at the same time, the Jupiter was aspecting. Usually whenever there was a Jupiter was aspecting any other graha, it will give you the 100%. But it was in the Dustana, that's why it will give you the percentage less, maybe 60%, maybe 70% of the energy, but still it will give you whatever the impact which is caused by the Saturn, it will be not fully nullified, but at least 70% or 50 to 70% of the impact will be nullified by the Jupiter aspecting the Saturn. This much understand?
Yes.
Any question here?
So, Vanita, what you said is because it is Jupiter and Jupiter being a positive planet, irrespective of the Saturn in the 12th house, it will not be 0%. The negative aspect will be nullified 70%, right?
Yeah, correct. Okay. I'm telling only in the full analysis part. I'm only taking the 5%. Okay. Whatever which I'm going to say, it may not be correct when we are organizing every thought into one place. Why?
Okay.
Here you have to see the Mesha, who is the owner of this Mesha? Mars. Then we have to see where the Mars was in it. What are the aspect of that? Why? Whenever there was a Graha present in it, any of the zodiac sign, see the owner, the lord of that Rasi also, to see how the strength will be increased or decreased. Consider your owner was the place, whichever you place in it, it was not good, but you are sitting in there. How you feel? You may not feel good, right?
Right.
But if you are sitting in a place where the nature was fully around with you, even though you are in a good mood, how you feel? You feel very good, right?
Yes, right.
The same thing it happens in the chart. The chart is nothing but it was reflecting the snapshot of you at the time of your birth. So it was reflecting how the universe was divided into 12 phases. That is the reflection is in the chart. Okay. Now we'll move forward from here. We'll see more examples. Don't worry about that. So, okay. Now the Dustana is clear?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, move forward with so quick revision of whatever we learned till now. Okay. Consider this Jataka Lagna is in the Mesha Lagna. Okay. For this Mesha Lagna, now tell me what are the Kendras here? I didn't put any Graha in it, but you know that if it was here, it is the Mesha. Okay, the first is the Mesha, second is the Rishabha, Mithuna, Kataka, Simha, Kanni, Tula, Vrishika, Tanush, Makara, Kumbha, Meena. You know that, right? So I didn't put the name. But remember, whenever you seeing the chart, that zodiac sign name won't change. Okay. Now for this Mesha Lagna, what are the Kendra in it?
Kendra 14710.
Okay.
14710.
Okay. Now tell me the zodiac in it. One is the Mesha that we understood already. Then which is the
fourth is
Kartaka.
Okay,
Kartaka.
Seven.
Seventh is
Tula.
Tula.
Okay. Then
And,
10 is
Makar.
Makara. Okay. Then the Kendra is the 1, 4, 7, 10. Okay. Now we'll move on into the Trikona. We already learned about the Trikona. There are the 4 types of the Trikona, but we considered the primarily on the first one, that is the 159.
159.
Because it represents the Jataka. Okay. That is the Dharma Trikona. So 1, 5 and 9. So for that, now we find for this Mesha Lagna, find the first house for him. Mesha is the first house. So the Mesha becomes the Kendra, Mesha becomes the Trikona for him. Okay. Now we'll find the another house of the Trikona. Which is the another house of the Trikona?
Simha.
Then the ninth one. Which is the ninth one?
Dhanu.
So for this Mesha Lagna, Trikona for this Mesha Lagna Jataka is Mesha and Simha and Dhanu. Okay. Now we'll move on to the next one. This is the Panafara. Understand the Panafara first. Panafara, we know whatever succeeding house, it is called as the Panafara. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we'll see from this is your Lagna, Mesha Lagna. What are the Panafaras for this?
2, 5, 8, 11.
Okay, how come you can understand the 2, 5, 8, 11? Panafara is from the Kendra,
succeeding.
Kendra 1, 4, 7, 10 is the Kendra. So whichever the house is next to it, it becomes your Panafara. So 1, the next 2. Okay?
Yeah.
Then
4 next is 5.
5. That is the Panafara. Then the
Yeah.
7. Next is
Next is the 8.
then
11.
10, which is the 11 is
11.
the Panafara. This much
Yeah.
understand easily?
Yes.
No, just
Okay.
madam, Vanita, once again repeat, please.
Okay.
First, you know, you 2, 5, 2, 7, 5, 8. No.
Oh, wait.
Parampara
Yes.
is telling.
That means
2,
get
5,
slow.
8, 11.
Wait. Don't worry. What is the Kendra here? For this Kendra, 1, 4, 7, and 10. Correct? For this Jataka, for any of the Jataka, Kendra is 1, 4, 7, 10 only. That first house, 4th house, 7th house, and the 10th house are the Kendra houses of any of the Jataka. In any Jataka, whichever you see in front of you, for Kendra for them is first house, 4th house, 7th house, 10th house. Mug up this one. Okay. So once you mug up this one, the next and all you need to mug up. Why? For the Kendra, now we are going to find out the Panafara. What is the Kendra? Panafara is the one house next to the Kendra, the succeeding house of the Kendra. Okay, now we'll see the first Kendra. First house is in Kendra. Then the Panafara, the second house become the Panafara. Why? First house is the Kendra. Then the second Rishabha is become the Panafara. Okay, what is the next Kendra? Fourth house is the next Kendra, right? What is the next? Kadaka. Then for the succeeding house of the Kadaka, which is the succeeding house of the Kadaka? Simha, right?
Simha.
Then the Simha becomes the Panafara. Now we'll see the next Kendra. Which is the next Kendra? 7th one.
7th.
The 7th, which is in the Tula Rasi. What is the next to the Tula?
Vrishika.
Vrikshika, right?
Vrishika.
So then the 8th becomes the Panafara. Okay, now we'll move on to the 10th Kendra. That is 1, 4, 7, 10. Now we'll be into the last one of the Kendra house. 10th one. What is the following of the 10th?
Kumbha.
That is 11th house, Kumbha. Then 11 becomes the Panafara. That is why 2, 5, 8 and 11 becomes the Panafara. What is the another word for this? Whichever the houses, succeeding houses of the Kendra, that becomes the Panafara. This much clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I move on into the Apoklima. Okay. Apoklima becomes a little bit tricky, but I will tell you one trick. If you see in the North Indian chart, it will be easy to understand. But I will tell you the trick to understand in the South Indian chart also. Apoklima, whichever the houses in the corner, okay, the third, this house, Apoklima, and this house, Apoklima, and the corner houses becomes the Apoklima. That
3,
means
6, 9, 12.
Yeah, 3, 6, 9, and 12 becomes the Apoklima. Remember this one. This is the preceding house of the Kendra. How can I say that? What is the Kendra?
Kendra 147, no?
Yeah, 147. 147, 10 is the right.
3, 6, 9, 12.
Wait.
Partner house.
Wait. Give me a second. I will write it down. Then you can. I can write it here.
ಈ ಕಾರ್ನರ್ ಹೌಸಸ್ ನ ಅಪೋಲಿಮಾ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ.
Can you write here? See, 1, 4. Oh, it's too big. Wait. We go small. Right. Okay, let me see. 1, 4, 7, and 10. Okay, this becomes your Kendra. Now we'll see the Panafara already. One house next to it. Okay, one. Let me see. Then I need to space for this. 1, 4, 7, and 10. The Panafara becomes one house next to it. What is the first house? What is the next house? 2. What is the next house of 4?
5.
It is 5. What is the next house of 7? 8. What is the next house of 10? 11. Now we'll see the preceding house. That becomes the Apoklima. Okay. What is the preceding house of the 1?
12.
12. This one you understand? Why it comes 12? What is the 1? 1 is your Lagna. What is the previous house of that? It is 12 only,
12.
right?
Yeah.
12.
What is the previous house of the 4?
3.
Third. 3.
What is the previous house of 7?
6.
6.
What is the previous house of 10?
9.
Okay. This is understandable easily, right? Now we'll
Yes.
put together into the boxes. 3, 6, and 9 and 12. Okay. That is the apoklima. Okay, what is the difference between this Panaphara and apoklima? Panaphara gives a 50% of auspiciousness. Apoklima reduces that auspiciousness. Okay. Now we are in the interesting point is here. Now we
Repeat
understand
it.
this.
What is the parampara?
Panaphara gives you the auspiciousness 50%. The exaltation only will give the 100% of the auspiciousness into the Jataka's life. Okay. Now we'll see this one. First thing, Kendra
And apoklima?
apoklima reduces the auspiciousness. Reduces the 50% of the auspiciousness. Okay. We'll see one by one here. First house is the Kendra, first house is the Trikona. Okay. Both are auspiciousness. Both are representing the self itself. Then we'll see the Panaphara, that is the money house, Dhanasthana. The Panaphara, it will, if the good graha was placed in it, then the money flow will come to you easily. Okay, because that was the Panaphara as well. It's also not reducing the auspiciousness. Then we'll come into the apoklima and upachaya. Here is an interesting point.
Vanita, can you repeat the last sentence?
The Panaphara.
Second house?
Okay. The Panaphara is the the auspiciousness will be in the 50%. It was not decreasing your auspiciousness. It will give you the auspiciousness, but not tremendously fully. It will give you the 50%. But in case if there was a good graha present in it, then the auspiciousness will be increased. Panaphara will give you the at least 50%.
Which graha?
Any
Good
graha.
graha.
Any of the graha in the birth chart. If you have the second house, any graha posited in it, then if it was a good, then the auspiciousness will be increased. Okay. Okay. Now we'll understanding about the auspiciousness only. Now we'll see the third house. Third house is the interesting one. It's an apoklima. It's the upachaya also. Okay. Apoklima reduces the auspiciousness, but the upachaya will increase the auspiciousness. Here is a very, very interesting thing. Any of the Jataka, when you are seeing that, the third house is always an interesting one. Why? It represents your courage also. Imagine you are a kid.
From Lagna, third house. You are telling from Lagna, third house.
From the Lagna third house. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Now we are considering this Jataka is the Mesha Lagna. Okay. So the third house is the courage. So when the apoklima and upachaya was in the same house, what does that mean? Even though the auspiciousness was reduced by the apoklima, but the upachaya was present in it, it will grow you the auspiciousness if the good graha present in it. What is the upachaya's one quality? It will increase the auspiciousness. It will grow on your ages. Whether it is auspiciousness or inauspiciousness, it will grow by your ages. Okay. So remember this point whenever using the third house. Okay. Now we'll come into the fourth house. Fourth house is the Kendra auspicious house. In every chart, 1, 4, 7, 10 has become the auspicious. Why, right? Because when you are standing under this universe, your sky, your personal sky was divided into 12. In that, 1, 4, 7, 10 becomes the center point of your head. So the receiving of the cosmic energy at this houses will be tremendously high comparatively with the peripheral houses. Okay. Now we'll move on into the fifth house. Fifth house is the Trikona. Fifth house is the Panaphara. Very, very good one. Why?
Fourth one, please repeat the fourth one house.
Okay, fourth one is the Kendra.
Kendra.
Yeah. Kendra is an auspicious with whatever the graha which is present in the Kendra houses, whether that is 1, 4, 7, 10, it will give you the auspiciousness by nature. Okay. But then the present of the graha, it's another story altogether. Now, remember only one thing. The Kendra is give you the auspiciousness. Okay. Now we'll move on into the 5th house. That is the Trikona and the Phanafara, combination of the two things. Trikona is a very wonderful auspiciousness. Additionally, you have the Phanafara also. What is that? The auspiciousness will be grow with your ages. You have the 10% at the age of 20. Then the auspiciousness will be increased tremendously when your age was growing. Okay. Then come into the 6th house. 6th house is very, very interesting house because this is the combination of the 3. Why? This is the Dusthana, this is the Upachaya, and this is the Apoplane. That is why this was the enemy's disease. Everything comes into picture for this Dusthana. Dusthana means already it was not receiving any energy from the cosmic. Then the Upachaya will grow by the ages. Considered you are not receiving any energy, the weak planet was present in this Dusthana, that will be good. If there was good, not good graha, was bad graha present in the Dusthana, that is good for you. Because it was not receiving any energy, it won't give any impact in your life. Then the Apoklima. Apoklima reduces your auspiciousness. So that is why the 6th houses we have to see all the time carefully.
Vanita? Hello. How to know bad graha, good graha?
Whichever it is the malefic planet, and the consider the benefic is the good one. Malefic is the bad one. But I am not that much comfortable to use the good and bad, but for a good understanding, easiest way of understanding, I'm using this word. But malefic and the benefic, you understand this way. Benefic means that is the good graha. It will, whatever the experience you will gain in your life, it was like a cakewalk. It will pat on your, the experience will pat on your shoulders and teach you the lessons very, very sweet and cute, and you will enjoy the lesson. But if there was a malefic planet present in it, the universe will teach you a lesson in a very, very strict way. In other words, a cruel way. Consider you have a teacher.
How to identify malefic or benefic? How to know it is which is malefic, which is benefic?
We didn't learn that.
Which is malefic, which is this one bad? How to know?
We learned this extensively, benefic and malefic. Okay, I will remind you that.
Beneficial and benefic. How to know?
What are
how
the
to identify?
We learned it, Anita. Jupiter is benefic.
What are the benefic planets? Jupiter, then
Mercury,
Mercury,
Moon.
then the moon is
Venus.
Moon is both
Can you
actually.
explain, madam? Can you explain once again? I didn't follow. Which are the malefic and benefic planets?
Yeah, I will tell you. Okay, now list the benefic and malefic. I will tell you. Yeah. Jupiter, Mercury, Moon, then
Jupiter, Mercury.
Then one.
Venus, Moon.
Yes. Venus. Okay, here comes the one interesting thing. Moon, when there was a growing phase, it is the benefic. When was in a decreasing moon, that is the malefic planet. Malefic. Okay. Other graha considered as the malefic. Whatever the benefic we listed here, other graha we considered as the malefic. The malefic,
that is Rahu, that is Mars, that is Ketu.
Ketu, Rahu, Sun,
Mars.
Moon if it is decreasing.
Moon, when it was decreasing. Okay, then interesting thing here about the Mercury is, the Mercury is a naturally benefic, but when combined into the malefic planet, it also becomes the malefic. Because the Buddhan is the young prince. Whoever it was sitting conjunct with that person, he also becomes like that. Okay,
yes.
We'll see that. That's why it was a very tricky one here. Now it's not the time to learn that. But we'll keep that in mind. Buddha is a benefic, but it's a partially benefic and malefic. We'll learn about this in the later lessons also.
Right, right.
But consider this benefic and a malefic. You remember only the benefic. Then that's the easiest one. How you can easily remember that? Guru
Jupiter,
always,
Pati, Venus.
yeah.
Can
How
you repeat, madam, benefic? Please, please repeat. Please repeat benefic.
Okay,
Planets.
the benefic is, who are the gurus among the 9 grahas? Who are the gurus? The teacher level planets. Who are there? There are the gurus.
Jupiter.
Jupiter. There was one more guru.
Venus.
Venus. Yeah. These 2 are the benefic. Then consider the young prince also the benefic, Mercury. Then the moon. Moon is also benefic, naturally benefic, but you have to consider it into half. If it was an decreasing moon, then it becomes the malefic. It was the growing phase of the moon, then it becomes the benefic. Okay, remaining all things are considered as the malefic.
It means it means half moon or full moon ತೊಂದ್ರೆ ಆಗತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? Half moon means Paurname and
no. What I'm trying to say here about the moon is, the moon is divided into 15 into 15, right? Waxing and the waning phases. Okay. If it was a growing phase, that is towards the Purnima, the going towards the full moon. Yeah, Shukla Paksha. Let's consider
Shukla Paksha, Krishna Paksha.
Shukla Paksha is the benefic. Krishna Paksha is the malefic. Okay, here is the tricky one. I heard about some of the school thoughts. They are saying they considered the 8th day or 7th day of the Shukla Paksha, and the in beginning of the Amara Paksha, that is the Krishna Paksha, they considered 7 days in the terms they consider as the benefic and malefic. It becomes confusing. So that's why consider it this way.
Before Amavasya is benefic.
Before Amavasya is no.
Malefic.
Amavasya is the reducing phase. I mean, that means decreasing phase. That is the Krishna Paksha.
Yeah.
From the Amavasya to the Paurnami, that is the Shukla Paksha. That is your moon was growing. So consider that is the Purva Paksha, or call it as a Shukla Paksha. That is considered as the benefic.
Okay.
Okay. Then benefic and malefic is the easiest to remember. All the gurus in the Graha, benefic. Young one, benefic. Moon, partially. Okay. Then consider every other thing as the malefic. Is that clear?
No, yes. Wait. No, Maita, what I'm asking is, so let us have a list of it. Benefic is Guru, Jupiter, Venus, Mercury, and Moon. Is it correct?
Correct. Perfect.
Only these are the benefic planets?
Yeah. And consider every Guru.
Only these 5 Guru, Jupiter, Venus, Mercury, Moon.
4. No.
That's all. Huh?
Guru, Shukra,
Venus,
Buddha, and the moon, Chandra. Okay. Then list the malefic now.
Mangala, Rahu, Ketu, Surya.
Rahu,
Ketu, Sani, Surya, Chandra, Sebai, Mangal. Clear?
Moon has come here also, Madam Chandra.
Yeah, both.
No, moon is participate in both. It gives the malefic energy, it gives the benefic energy. Consider it is an energy, then it won't give you the different kind of the thought process in your mind. If you consider it as the good and bad, then the processing of your brain will be stuck at one point. You consider it as an energy, your brain will be allow you to expand. That's what my experience. Think as an energy.
So benefic is Guru. Benefic is Guru, Jupiter, Venus, Mercury, Moon, Venus, and Buddha, and Chandra. And Rahu, Ketu, Shani, Surya, Chandra, and Mangala. They are malefic.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Okay. So here the benefic and malefic is the energy how you are receiving, how that kind of a harsh energy, how it is impacting in your life. Imagine you have a teacher and he will pat you on your shoulder and ask you to learn this one, you feel good, right? That is the benefic character. Then it was a strict and disciplined teacher. He asks you to do means you have to do. You, whether you are sick or not, you enjoying or not, you have to do it means you have to do. So that is the malefic. That is the malefic graha's energy. It's cruel on you, it's harsh on you, it make you to do it. It make you to understand a lesson in a different way, in a harshful way. That's why the people call it as the malefic. Consider it as an energy. Okay, let's move on. Then where we are? Okay, now it is the seventh one. Seventh one is the Kendra. Again, it is an auspicious one. Then move on into the eighth one. It is the Dustana as well as the Panafara. Here is the point. If Dustana, it is hidden from the cosmic, that particular house didn't receive sufficient energy from the universe, but it's also a Panapara. But this point in time, this is the tricky one here, because the Panapara grows with you, 50% of auspicious will be hold in it. If there was a bad graha in this 8th house, it will good for you. Okay, then imagine this one. When you are seeing the chart, we again remember this one, and we are analyzing. Whenever you are analyzing the chart, we come back and see this same point again. So don't worry if you don't understand at this point. Okay. Then the 9th house, that is the Trikona as well as the Apoklima. What is the 9th house? What is the 9th house with? Which Stana is this? 9th house
Bhagyasthana. Bhagyasthana.
Fulfillment, desires, and your fate or destiny. The 9th house will do, right? No? I believe it. Okay. Come into here. Come back here. Trikona is an auspicious one. Apoklima, it is an reduced auspiciousness. Okay, this is this two combination. Remember always this one. Which house you are seeing and what are the properties of that house is. The 9th house is the Trikona is an auspicious one, and the Apoklima, it is also reducing the auspiciousness. Okay. Then move on into the 10th one, that is the Kendra auspiciousness. Upachaya, that is growing your auspiciousness. This is a very, very wonderful graha. Sorry, wonderful house, because the Kendra is an auspiciousness. That auspiciousness will grow by ages, because that is also the house of the Upachayas. Then we'll move on into the 11th one. This was a wonderful one. Imagine I told you the story about the Ravana and the Indrajit. The 11th house is why it was important. It is the Panapara. It's an auspicious, 50% of the auspiciousness. But Upachaya, it is growing. The auspiciousness will grow by ages. Okay. Remember that one Ravana and Indrajit story? The 11th house is that much important.
Please tell the story.
Oh, I didn't tell that? Okay, I'll tell you.
You told us.
I don't know that.
Ravana was in Davam. I mean, he praying for the Lord to give his. That is the time the Indrajit going to born. So what he did, behind the side story for this is the Ravana is a wonderful astrologer. Okay, he studied the planets. He understands the cosmic world very thoroughly. So he knows. He asked all the planet to come into the house at the 11th house. That one particular place. So that the son which is going to be born, he will be unquiet 3 worlds, and he will be very much powerful. So, but the Saturn, what he did, he put 1 leg towards the 12th house. So that is the grave reason for the Indrajit dead at the hands of the Lakshmana. But Indrajit had that all kind of the arts and whatever the strength he acquired was tremendously beautiful, and he looked very beautiful, even though he's the Rakshasa, but he was looked very beautifully, and he learned all the Shastras, he learned all the Puranas, he was very skilled, and he ruled the world. He was very, very tejas in all the term. But the one thing is, what the wonderful trick Ravana did was, he placed all the graha into the 11th house. So because of the Sunny, Indrajit caused the death, caused Indrajit also dead at the end. But everybody, it's the end. But the Sunny plays the biggest role here. Okay, why I'm telling you this story about the Indrajit and Ravana with the 11th house? 11th house is that much important. If there was a good graha present in it, that too the number of the grahas present in the 11th house, very well, they are awesome. Okay, but if there was no graha present in it, don't worry, it is also awesome. Okay, let's move on into the last one, that is the Apoklima and the Dustan. What is that?
Ma'am, I had one doubt. In the 11th house, if there is a debilitated planet, even though it is benefic, like Jupiter, then how does it impact it being a Fanafara or a Pachaya?
If the planet was debilitation, means the energy level was already, there was no, the energy was not able to receive. The Fanafara will give you the 50% of the auspiciousness. Even the Upachaya is the key here. But if the debilitation point was there, there was no increasable of the energy. Okay, remember one thing. If there was one thing was depleted, there was another thing will be exalted. So when you are balancing this energy here and there, this debilitation will give you the less impact in your life. But the debilitation will give you, it won't receive any energy. Then we have to see what are the aspect of the planets, who's the owner of the 11th house, and that owner present in which houses, and what is that graha aspect, and what is the graha present in the 11th house aspect. Then if you calculate every other thing, then we finally come into the conclusion of the impact of the debilitation. But the debilitation is the debilitation. It receives 0% of auspiciousness. That is there. But if considered, if there was a debilited planet, but the Jupiter was aspecting in it, then the impact of this debilited planet will be highly reduced because the aspect of the Guru. You remember the story which I told for the Jupiter and the Saturn? The Jupiter is like a Rama, and Saturn is like Ravana. Whichever the houses the Saturn was sitting, it becomes gold. Whichever the houses the Rama was aspecting, wherever the Rama was seeing, it becomes gold. The same to the Guru. The Guru, whichever the houses the Guru was aspecting, it becomes gold. So the debilitation, we can't come into the conclusion at one. The debilitation is, it was 0% auspiciousness. Then we have to consider all other things. Then we finally put the analysis part into it. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Ravana is Shani and Rama is who? Who is the Rama?
Jupiter.
Okay.
I'm giving an example. So
Okay,
it was like Rama was, whenever Rama was seeing anything, it becomes, he always thinking in such a way that even though he was sitting in a hut in the Vanavasam period, even though he wear the same clothes all the time, he's going to be a king, even though he's a princess. But whenever he see other people's, he do all kind of the goods. But Ravana was
enjoying everything. He was enjoying everything.
Yeah, correct. But at the same time, he's giving more and more good to the peoples whoever he was seeing. So the same thing goes for the Guru. Even though he was not doing anything of his own, but he have an own quality to give 100% auspiciousness to whatever he is seeing. But the Saturn is opposite. He's like a Ravana. Ravana was sitting in the golden palace, but whoever he saw, that's it. The story ends there. The same thing goes for Saturn. Okay. That is for a story. Don't take it too much serious. Okay. The 12th is the Apoklima and the Dustana. The 12th houses is also receiving less energy from the universe because that is the Dustana, and the Apoklima reduces the auspiciousness. So that's why the people will very much cautious about when they are seeing in the 6th, 8th, and the 12th. That will tell you the whole story differently. Okay. Don't worry about this one. If you don't understand at this moment, don't worry. We're going to see so many examples. That moment you will definitely understand. Okay. We'll move on into this. This is the main thing I want to teach you today. Before we are ending our classes. Okay, I will take 5-10 minutes longer. I just finished this one. Okay. Okay. This is about the Moolatrikona. Moolatrikona, what is that meaning? We'll see what is the Moolatrikona. We have the 9 planets in it. Now, for the 9 planets, don't consider the Graha, Rahu and Ketu now for understanding the Moolatrikona. Now we have the 7 Grahas only. What are the 7 Grahas? Mangal, Chandra, Surya, Buddha, Shukra, Guru and the Sunny. Okay. Now we'll see only one Graha now. But Mangal is the one Graha. And Mangal owns which 2 Rasis?
Mesha and Vrishika.
Okay. Among the Mesha and Vrishika is the among these 2 houses. He feels that very much excited when he was sitting in the Mesha Rasi. Okay. Why? Remember, the Mesha is the male energy. Vrishika is the female energy. You remember that?
Yes, yes.
It comes in all the odd rasis or the male rasi or the even rasis or becomes the female rasis. Okay.
Yeah.
Among for the Mangal for the Mars, he owns 2 houses, Mesha and Vrishika. Among this one, he feels very much excited and happy to feel his own house, even though he has the 2 houses. He feels Mesha is my house. Because the male energy was really high, and the Mangal is kind of an energy. He feels that he's a real warrior, and the strength and the courage was extremely high for the Mangal. And that too, male energy was involved in it. He took the male energy, he took the Mesh Rasi as the Moolatrikona. And already we know there's a 30 degrees for every Rasi. Okay. For this, the 30 degree, Mangal takes 0 to 12 degrees. He takes that point, that degree as the Moolatrikona. Okay, then here comes the one thing. Consider you have the Mesha Rasi in your birth chart. In the Mesha Rasi, you have a Graha in it, that 2 Mars in it, and it is at the degree of the 5 degree. What is that meaning? The Mesha in his own house. Sorry, the Mars is in his own house, and that too, it is in the Moolatrikona. You got the point? Okay, I again repeat. Wait a second. Every Rasi is having the 30 degree. This one you remember, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. In every Rasi, how many nakshatra will be?
2.
2.5.
No, 4.
2.5.
Good.
2.5.
2.5. 2.25. Not half even. 2/4. Okay. How many padas will be there?
4 fathers.
Yeah, 4 padas.
4 plus 4 plus 2.
Okay.
Vanita, we haven't done all this nakshatras and padas. We haven't done.
We did. No?
No.
We did.
Okay. Then I will make it very easy now. Okay, don't
We
worry.
haven't done.
If I didn't teach that, I will tell you in the next week also very briefly. It's the easiest one. Don't worry. It was very easy. Now I will make it very simple. Okay. Every Rasi, this is the 0 to 30 degree. And this is the 30 degree to 60, Rishabha. And the Mithuna is the 60 to 90. Like that, the 30 degree will comes and ends in a here. So it comes in like that, right? 30 degrees.
360 degrees.
90.
12 3 is 36. 360 degree.
Yeah, 360 degree come, right? So from this one, from the 0 to 30 degree, how come the the entire whole ground was 360 degree. The circumference is 360 degree, and it is divided into 12 equal parts, and every equal parts will contain 30 degree. Okay. Among this 30 degree, Mangal will feel excited and feel his own house in this, considered this is the range of the 30 degree. And he feels till the 12th degree until here and here, he feels his own house. He feels that, okay, this is my home. This is my place. He feels like that. So that is the range 0 to 12 degree. Even though it is the own house, he owns the entire house. Okay, for example, you have a very vast area houses, 5,000 square feet of the houses, but you don't like to feel certain every square feet, right? But you very much, you have a favorite place in your home, correct? The same thing goes for the Graha also. Even though he have the 30 degree of the home, it's his own home, but even then, he feels his favorite place is the 0 to 12 degree. Okay, now considered the Mars was in the Mesh Rasi in the degree of the 5 degree. Now tell me, this is at the Moolatrikona or not?
Yes.
Yes or no? You don't
Yes,
understand?
yes, yes. Yeah. Yes, it is.
Okay.
0 in the 5 the Moolatrikona.
0 to 12 degree. If the Mars
Okay.
was present in between the 0 to 12 degree, then can say Mars is in the Moolatrikona. Okay, why we need to see this, the Moolatrikona this much seriously? It will give you the tremendous auspiciousness to the Jataka. If how much the exaltation will give you the benefit, that much the Moolatrikona will give you. Not that much percentage, but it will give you the, even though it give you this more than the Phanafara. Okay, consider it will give you in the range of 80 to 90. But it was extremely high comparatively with the exaltation. Okay, now we'll move on into the Rishabha. Okay, from the Rishabha is an interesting story here. Who's the owner of the Rishabha?
Venus.
Venus is the owner, and he owns one more house also, which is that
Tularas.
Tularasi. Okay, here comes the interesting thing. In the Rishabha, there is there was 3 nakshatra will come, right? Kartika, Rogini. Okay. Because of the Rogini nakshatra, Chandra want to take this home as his own home.
He has a love on Rohini.
Yeah, correct. Love on Rohini. Among the 27
stars.
nakshatras, but he loves most towards the Rohini. But then you may ask, the Kartika was the first, because the Chandra feels the Moolatrikona at the 3 to 30 degree. Interestingly, see this one. See, from here, 0 to 30 degree, Chandra, this is the house of the Rishabha. That is a 30 degree to 60 degree becomes, that is a totally 30 degree. That is the space of this house. But the Chandra feels excited from the 3 onwards. Why? The Kartik is not loved towards the Kartika, but he is going to see the Rogini in the next moment. That's why he feels so excited before itself. Then he excited at the 3. Then he feels excited towards the end of the till 30 degree. Okay. This is the kind of the story. You remember that one, you won't forget this. Okay.
And also moon is exalted in Rishabha.
Moon is exalted in Rishabha. And the exaltation, and that too, the Chandra was in the Moolatrikona. That means 3 to 30 degree. Between the 3 to 30 degree, you only miss only 2 degrees. Okay. Most of the time, if the peoples which in Chandra was in the Rishabha, definitely they are in the Moolatrikona and exalted. And if you see that, these people are super beautiful, and they are, you want to see them again and again. Okay. Okay. Now this is the Chandra. Now we'll move on into the Surya. The Chandra is okay, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
We're not understanding so much because we don't know nakshatras.
Okay, don't worry about the nakshatra. Remember this one. Rishabha, which is having the Rohini nakshatra in it. Okay, this point only remember. We'll come into the nakshatra later on. Step by step, we'll learn the nakshatra also. But the first year, we no need to give importance to the nakshatra. But even then, we will remember the names of the nakshatra in which houses. Okay, we'll slowly include that in the class.
So it's Rohini nakshatra, and then Venus is exalted there.
Oh no, wait.
No, Venus is its own house. Sorry, Venus is its own house. So, what is the degrees? Like you said, for Mesha, you gave the degrees that it is
0
great
to 12, right?
till
Chandra was the
0.
3 to
Yes. So 5 is great. So how is it for Rishabha?
Oh no. Oh my God. No, you're mistaken here. See, what I'm trying to say that time was
Within the range, no? 0
Mars
to
was
12.
owning the two houses, Mesha and Vrakshika. Among this, Mars chooses the Aries, that is the Mesha Rasi. And the Mesha Rasi house, what is the degree? 0 to 30 degree. But among this 0 to 30 degree, Mars feels excited and feels his own house in till 12 degree only. 0 to 12 degree. Now,
Okay,
then
fine.
I gave you an example. Considered this is the one of the Jataka, and in the Mesha Rasi, Mars was present at the 5th degree. Then I asked you the question: is the Mars is in the Moolatrikona or not? This is an example.
Okay.
This is an example.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
there was
Then,
no dominant thing for the 5 degrees. Okay, I'm just giving an example. Okay, now tell me this one.
it is within that area. Okay.
Okay, now
Now,
tell me this one. Mars is in the 15 degree. It is in the Moolatrikona or not?
no.
No, right? Yeah, that's it. Now consider the Chandra was present here. Chandra was in the degree of 5 degree. It is in the Moolatrikona or not?
Yeah, 30 and above now.
Yeah, 3 to
0 to 30.
3 to 30 degree.
3 to 30.
Okay, this Rasi, this particular, every Rasi will hold the 30 degree. 30 degree, right? In that 30
Yes.
degree, we are taking from the 3rd to the 30. Chandra feels it is his own home. Okay. Now we'll move on into the Simha. In the Simha, that is the 0 to 20 degree. Okay. Here. Okay. Simha, Surya owns which house in the Kalapurusha chart? Surya owns which house?
Leo.
Simha.
Simha is the only one house Surya owns.
Yeah.
He feels so much excited and he feels his own home in the Simha Rasi only. That too, in the 30 degree of the Rasi, he feels is the Moolatrikona 0 to 20 degree. When it was in the 0 to 20 degree, he feels that, okay, this is my favorite place. Okay. Even though the entire 30 degree was his own house, but for him, he feels that 0 to 20 degree only his favorite place. That becomes his Moolatrikona. So if the sun considered in the Simha, sun was present at 10 degree. This is if the sun is in Moolatrikona or no?
Yes.
10 degree means Moolatrikona.
Yeah. Now consider sun was present in the 27 degrees. Moolatrikona or
no?
No, right? This is yes.
About
this is
20, no?
Yeah. Now let's move into the Kanya. Buddha was owned 2 houses. What are the 2 houses?
Rishabh and
Kanya and Miduna.
Mithuna and Kanya, 2 houses. Okay. Among these 2 houses, Buddha feels it's so excited when it is next to the king, next to the father. Who's the father? Surya is the father. So even though it have one more house, Mithuna, he don't feel excited because the prince will be feel excited when he was with his father. I'm just giving an example so that you can remember. So the Buddha was a young prince, right? The young prince was so much excited when he was his father. So which is the next to the father? Kanya is the next to the father. So Buddha feels his own house is the Virgo. That is the Kanni Rasi. In the Kanni Rasi, the 0 to 30 degree, he feels so much excited from the 15 to 20, the 5 to 6 degrees. 15 to 20. So now I give you an example. Consider this is the Mercury present in Kanya Rashi and in 11 degree. Is it the Moolatrikona?
No.
Right? Now this Mercury was present in 19 degree. Is it Moolatrikona or not?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, now move on into the Tula. Okay, Venus owns 2 houses. What are the 2 houses?
Vrishabha and Tula.
Rishabha and Tula. For the Chukra, the Rishabha is already owned by who? Chandra. So he neglected it. He don't want to be with the Chandra because he is a guru as well, right? He don't want to be with among one of them. So he neglected the Rishabha. And which is the one house is remained for him? That is Tula. In the Tula, among the 30 degrees, he feels so much his favorite places is 0 to 15 degrees. Okay, that is the Chukra's Moolatrikona. Okay, consider now the Venus was present at 10 degrees. Now this is the Moolatrikona or not? For
Yes.
Venus? Yes, right? Now Venus was in the 22 degree. Is the Moolatrikona? No.
No.
Now we'll move on into the Guru. Guru owns 2 houses. Which are the 2 houses?
Meena and Dhanush.
Meena and the Dhanush. In the Meena and the Dhanush, here, Dhanush is the male or female planet? Dhanu is the male energy or female energy?
Male.
Okay. Meena is the male energy or female energy?
Female.
Okay. Then the Guru feels, okay, I feel so much comfortable when I have so much of the male energy. Then he feels that, okay, I took the Dhanu as my own house. Even though I have one more house, I feel so much to be in my home in the Dhanu. Then the Guru feels among the 30 degree, he feels is so much to be in his home. That is his favorite place, 0 to 10 degree. Okay. Now consider the Jupiter in the Dhanu and which is in the 11 degree. Which is the Moolatrikona or not?
No.
No. Now the Jupiter was in the 5 degree. Moolatrikona or not?
Yes.
Yes. 0 to 10 degree.
Correct.
Now finally come into the Sun. The Sun owns 2 houses. Who's that? Makara and Kumbha. Okay, in the Makara and the Kumbha, Makara is the female energy and the male energy is the Kumbha. Sunny also feels, okay, I will be, Kumbha is my own home. Even though I have one more home, I consider Kumbha is my own home. In that 30 degree, he feels that 0 to 20 degree is his favorite place and he feels that I'm in his own home. Okay, so now consider Saturn, which is in the 10 degree in the Kumbha Rasi. Is Moolatrikona or not?
Yes.
Now, the same Saturn was in the 25 degree.
Agalla.
No, right?
No.
That is about the Moolatrikona. Why we need to understand this one? So all comes in the when we are studying the Shadbala, we need to understand what is the Moolatrikona. And then remember the degrees 0 to 12, Chandra 3 to 30 degrees, Surya 0 to 20, Buddha 50 to 20, Shukra 0 to 15, Guru 0 to 10, Sunny 0 to 20.
Repeat it, please.
Mars 0 to 12. It's already in the slide itself. I'm reading from the slide only.
Please tell.
Kanya Kanya.
You will sending us the slides, Vanita?
Yes, I do it. Yeah. Mars is 0 to 12, Chandra 3 to 30 degree, Surya 0 to 20, Buddha 15 to 20, Shukra 0 to 15, Guru 0 to 10, Sunny 0 to 20. Little bit tough in the beginning when you are mugging this one. You may be wrong sometimes. That is totally fine. But keep on seeing this one. You will be used with it. Okay. I already took so much of time. We'll end the class here. If you have any doubt, please post in the group or we will start with the next week classes with the doubt clearance itself. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vanita.
Thank you.
ma'am.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anita.